Hello, my name is Zippora Karz, and I am a former soloist with the New York City Ballet, where I danced for 16 years. And today I'm a repetiteur for the George Balanchine Trust. So I stage the ballets for companies all over the world and schools and universities. I started working with Ballet Tucson about 5 years ago. I set my first Balanchine ballet with the company. The third ballet that I staged for Ballet Tucson is Donizetti. So Donizetti was choreographed in 1960. Donizetti is it's a little bit along the lines of, let's say, a Bourdonville ballet. It's very upbeat, I'd use the word sprightly and happy, and it's a feel good ballet. A Bourdonville ballet will typically have a very uplifting feeling. It's a smiley ballet. There's not going to be a lot of drama or angst in it, but the steps themselves are going to have a certain tone to them. The way that they are, it's going to be more within the classical idiom than, let's say, a neoclassical with turned in legs and off hip. It's going to be a little, the head might be under, the way you look at the man might be a certain way. It's not going to be it's not going to have the abandonment of, let's say, a serenade or a Walpurgis knot. There won't be those little areas where you can kind of go a little off and a little crazy. Within the Bournonville ballet, you're going to stay a little more, I'd use the word a little more proper. You'll tilt your head, you'll hold your arms, you round your arms. So I'd say that Donizetti takes off of that, where the arms in a Balanchine ballet might be a little higher than, let's say, a Bournonville ballet, but they're still going to be within. They're not going to, they're not going to have this wild, crazy abandonment in them. And so Donizetti is, I'd say it's a little bit more within a beautiful box, not a perfectionist box, but a very pretty box. And, I'd say skipping through a meadow would be more the comparison, rather than running through mud and on a wild river rafting trip. I say we're skipping through the meadow rather than going down waters that are white waters on a river raft. Is what I'd say with Donizetti. The costumes also reflect. Bourdonville costumes were very much a tight torso, a corset type bodice, and then the costume would come out and maybe go just above just below your knee. And Donizetti is like that. It's a bodice, and then the costume comes out. It's a little bit, I think, above the knee with Donizetti, but there's a costume. You're wearing a costume. You're not like Concerto Barocco, where you're in a leotard and a little bit skirt where we can fully see your body. No, Donizetti, you're going to see the lower leg and the foot, which is more customary to a Bournonville style and a little earlier time period for dance. In Donizetti, there's one leading couple, and the corps de ballet. It's not a big corps. You have 6 females, and you actually have 6 men. The men dance quite a bit in Donizetti, and within that you have, it's called a pas de trois. So there will be 3 girls that'll dance together, and they'll have their little moment. Then you have the other 3 girls have their moment. The men have their moment with both groups of women. And then the men have the moment by themselves. Then you have a dance where 4 of the ladies dance together. And then you have 2 long pas de deux dance for 2 people together of the lead couple. Well, you know what? There's 2, because there's one where the lead couple dances with the group. And then there's one where they dance by themselves. And then there's a female solo and there's a male solo. And the male even does a dance with the women, 6 women. So there's a lot of dancing in Donizetti. It is a very, very challenging and difficult ballet for both the corps de ballet and the principals. But as I said before, it's a feel-good ballet. It's fun. It's fun for the dancers to dance, and it's fun for the audience. What I would say, what I'd say about Donizetti is it's incredibly challenging in the fact that the amount of energy, as with any Balanchine ballet, Balanchine used to say, what are you saving yourself for? He wanted you to give your full energy at every moment. So sometimes in the past, in earlier ballets in the dance world, you save yourself. You save yourself for the big part, your leading role, your big solo. And Balanchine used to say, what are you saving yourself? Why are you waiting till then? Give everything now, even in the steps at the very beginning of the ballet, even if you're not in your solo yet or you're not in the big finale. So Donizetti really starts mainly for the principal dancers. It starts pretty subtly for the corps de ballet. But the principal dancers, they come out with a bang, and they are dancing full out at the very, very beginning. And then they dance full out again, and then they dance full out again, and then they dance full out again. They have a lot of ins and outs, so they go off stage a lot. But the level of energy from the beginning to the end stays on the same level. There's not much of a up and down energetically, mainly for the principal dancers. I'd say for the corps, it starts a little calmer, and then it rises, and then it stays up. I had a great time working with the dancers of Ballet Tucson on Donizetti. I felt that they had so much fun with this ballet, and they enjoyed it so much that I enjoyed teaching it to them. It was really a wonderful experience for all of us, and they did such a beautiful job performing it. I was really, really thrilled with their performance, and I think they all really enjoyed it, and they did a lovely job.